The Culver City Chamber of Commerce promotes the commercial and economic vitality of Culver City. Our robust membership covers many diverse industries.
We're here to help you achieve your full business potential in 3 distinct ways. First, we're a catalyst for business growth and expansion.
When my business was growing, the Chamber's knowledge of local policies and access to local officials was a tremendous asset. The Chamber president even filled in for me at a city meeting when I was unable to attend. Membership connected me to other business owners and city leaders whose patronage had a direct positive impact on our business. The Chamber is an amazing support network that has been instrumental in our success. And because of the prosperity we've had here in Culver City, we're now expanding our concept to a second location.
Second, the Chamber is a connector of people, resources, and ideas.
As a small business owner, it's important for me to find businesses that I can trust. When I joined the Chamber, I was instantly connected with amazing small businesses that were right here in my community. This valuable network of services, skills, and knowledge has helped my business tremendously, and I've used my expertise to help other members. If you're seeking collaboration opportunities, referrals, advice, or guidance, the Chamber is your ultimate resource.
And third, we're a champion of strong community.
Successful commerce is just one important element of a thriving community. The Chamber recognizes this and brings businesses and nonprofits together for the benefit of all. It's been a privilege for my business to contribute goods and services to organizations supporting education, public safety, and the less fortunate. The Chamber helps us build strong relationships so we're able to address the needs of all and create a healthy and equitable community.
Join the Culver City Chamber of Commerce and discover the many ways we can help your business thrive. I'd like to welcome you all to the annual meeting of the membership. Today marks the 100th installation of our board of directors. This meeting is a little different because of the pandemic, but as the things progress daily, we hope to convene in person very soon for our Centennial celebration later this year. Last year, we were able to install our board members in person at the beautiful Playa Studios in Culver City just before the pandemic started. What a difference a year makes. But I'm optimistic that we will continue to see progress over the next several months and be able to meet again in person before too long. If I could have all of our Chamber Board of Directors, please wave your hands since we can't currently stand. These dedicated men and women have volunteered 3 years of their life to the Chamber to serve on the board. We meet 10 times a year for about 1 hour to help shape the future direction of the Chamber. I encourage you all to get to know our board and engage with the Chamber. Who knows, someday some of you all could be also a part of the board for this great organization. For those of you that I do not know or haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Colin Diaz, and for the past 3 years, I've been the president and CEO of this fine organization. I'm proud of the work that we've been able to do in the community and to support our businesses, which is comprised of a blend of locally operated small businesses, mid to medium-sized companies, and a couple multinational corporations as well. Over the past few years, we have seen our membership, much like the business environment, change to include more from the creative, tech, and retail space. We have seen micro businesses making a showing and have seen our very ecosystem become one that attracts people from all over the region, state, and world. We have literally watched Culver City become the focal point for growth, change, innovation, and solution creation. As I look at the 100 years of the Chamber legacy and the leading voice of business, I'm reminded of the many great men and women who came before me as board members, leaders, Chamber execs, members, and influencers. I'm thankful for their contributions that have brought us much of the way to where we are today. I'm extremely excited to see what the next several decades have in store for our business community and the Chamber. We're working on some powerful and impactful issues, and we'll be sharing more details on these as the year progresses. Before we proceed with today's programming, I wanted to go back to something that I mentioned at our Economic Outlook State of Recovery in December. I mentioned that we're starting to see, and what was taking place at that time was hope. I think that hope is ringing louder and has become more evident and has even transpired and turned into expectation. Every day there seems to be, with more vaccinations, with the case rate dropping, a growth in this expectation. There's expectation surrounding reopening. There's expectation surrounding the recovery and rebound of businesses. There's expectation surrounding the resiliency that has become the fabric of Culver City and of the Chamber. So to that, I'll add one more expectation, the expectation to see you all thrive again. I say this all the time, but I love what I do and pledge to continue to work alongside all of you to ensure that we can get back on our feet and move towards success that none of us have seen before. Take lessons from the pandemic as well as the best practices and be better for that than we were before. That's my expectation for all of you. With that, I'd like to welcome our special installer today and guest, Culver City Mayor Alex Fisch. Mayor Fisch has been on the City Council for a little over 2 years and has seen a lot of the work the Chamber has done on behalf of the business community. Without further ado, Mayor, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Colin, and great remarks and great video at the beginning. It's a real privilege and honor to be here for your 100th birthday and to have this role, and also to be in the position I'm in as the city sort of wakes up and does, and I believe begins that recovery that Colin referenced. Just this week, the LA Business Journal described the demand for office space in Culver City and central LA as extremely hot, and I don't know that that's true. That's one place, but that's sort of what I expect. I think we're in for tremendous change over the next year. Just, I think, a tremendous boom, which is exciting and scary and important. Just looking at the roster of your board of directors, I can see how uneven the impacts of this pandemic have been. Some of you have probably done quite well during this, and others I'm sure it's been devastating. But if you've hung on, you better hold on even tighter, because I think we're about to take off, and I think it's very exciting. So go get your shots when your time comes. I got the vaccine from Johnson & Johnson in a clinical trial, and I didn't grow any extra arms or eyes, and it's been really liberating. It's a great feeling. So congratulations, and I don't want to waste too much of your time. Let's get this show on the road. Let's recognize the Chamber's newly elected and re-elected directors and vice chairs. As I call your name, please join me by waving on the camera. So hello and congratulations to Angela Anthony with Walter Marks Inc. in Helms Bakery District. Hello to Jean Freeman with Zambezi. You got to wave. Keith Jones with Marina Martial Arts. Patricia Ree with Erlich Yane Ree and Cheney Associates. Architects. Todd Shays with Queen Bee Salon and Spa. Candence Pilgrim Simmons with All That and More Boutique. Ed Wolkowitz, my friend, with Levine, Neal, Bender, Yu, and Brill, LLP. 2021 Chair Cedric Joins. Chair-elect Maria Jacobo. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Maria. I should have checked beforehand. Vice Chair Kevin Lakoff. Vice Chair Jeff Mailman. Vice Chair Gabriela Flores. Vice Chair Keith Jones. Vice Chair Patricia Ree. And of course, immediate past Chair Kristen Kavanaugh. All of you as directors and officers of the Culver City Chamber of Commerce, along with the continuing board members, are charged with the responsibility to guide the Chamber for the coming year. Congratulations to you all. And on behalf of the city, thank you for your willingness to serve. I would now like to ask Cedric Joins to join me on the virtual stage for his formal installation as the chair of the board of the Culver City Chamber of Commerce for 2021. Mr. Chair, please affirm the following oath. The office to which you have been elected is one of dignity and importance. In accepting this office, you undertake responsibility which is not to be assumed lightly nor carelessly discharged. You're charged with the duties of seriously and resolutely furthering the objectives of the Culver City Chamber of Commerce. With the policy and bylaws as your guide, you must be ever ready to exercise the functions of your office with which you are entrusted. Further, you're charged with governing this organization according to the laws of democracy, under which every person who wishes to speak shall be heard, toward the end that in every matter considered, the best opinion shall prevail through the express will of the majority and the best course of action followed. Do you accept this charge?
I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cedric joins the Chamber's chairperson for the Centennial Year 2021.
Yay!
Thank you, Mayor Fisch. And thank you, Colin, and our board of directors. This has really been quite a journey. If someone told me 7 years ago that I'd be in this position, I wouldn't have believed it. When I first started attending Good Morning Culver City breakfast meetings back in 2014, I was really just hoping to meet some new prospective clients and have a nice hot breakfast at a location close to my home once a month. And I had dropped in on a few meetings at various chambers around LA, but there was something unique, a bit quirky, and inviting about the Culver City Chamber that kept me coming back every month. And as I became more familiar with the routine and friendly faces, I found myself compelled not to miss the early morning mixers. For those who remember Ronnie Jane's entertainment, the friendly back and forth jives from the seasoned members, Steve's corny jokes, and tapping his water glass to quickly interrupt anyone's self-introduction that dared to go beyond the allotted time limit was oddly entertaining and eventually habit forming for me. I and my family have spent a lot of time in and around Culver City over the years, working, shopping, dining, cycling, enjoying the parks. But my time that I spent around Steve Rose, I really began to learn about the rich history of the city and some of the juicy gossip as well. He was quite the historian and appropriately named Mr. Culver City. That being said, I soon joined the chamber and met many fun and interesting people who have become good friends. And after about a year with Steve's blessing, I literally appointed myself as an ambassador and began visiting businesses all over town to promote and talk about the chamber. And when Steve asked me to become a board member, I was honored to receive his invitation. When I was later asked to serve on the executive board, I was very excited and eager to become more involved, attending ribbon cuttings, grand openings, special events, and it's all been rewarding and frankly, a lot of fun. So I am humbled and incredibly grateful to have the opportunity to serve as chairman of the board in 2021 to promote what I believe to be the best chamber of commerce west of the Mississippi. A chamber that has proven itself to be a valuable asset, not only in our local community, but for businesses throughout the region. This past year, faced with the enormous challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, our magnificent chamber, under the inspiring leadership of our president and CEO, Colin Diaz, really stepped up and exemplified the value and positive impact that an engaged chamber can provide in a time of crisis. We provided critical information about the spread of the virus, the impact on the community, the payroll protection program, PPE, just to name a few things, while still advocating for the livelihoods of local businesses. And now that businesses are beginning to reopen, vaccinations are widely available, the economy is poised for a rebound, I'm excited about the prospects for the chamber in 2021, our centennial year. In my professional life, I've been very successful as a financial advisor, and now for almost 7 years as an agent and financial wellness coach for New York Life Insurance Company. Practically everything I do revolves around meeting people, getting to know them, and helping them to reach their personal financial goals, helping them to protect their families from unexpected illness or death, and creating a plan for a bright financial future. Much of my work revolves around providing guidance for business owners to make prudent decisions and take good care of their business, their employees, and their loved ones. I see my role this year as board chairman as a special opportunity to truly serve, to give back to this community that I love, and to help as many people as I possibly can. But I know I can't do it alone. So I sincerely appreciate all the advice and support I've received from Colin, the past chairs, Kristen Kavanaugh, Scott Bowling, Janice Behe, Colette Moore, and many others that I continue to learn from. I sincerely appreciate and value the continued support from each and every one of our board members and your efforts to make 2021 a banner year for the Culver City Chamber. This chamber has come a long way over the past 100 years, but I believe the best is yet to come. So I thank you again for the opportunity, and I look forward to working hard to make this a great year for all of us. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Cedric. I'm definitely looking forward to a great year of recovery with the many surprises and milestones that we'll have for our centennial year. So I thank you for your leadership thus far and the months that lie ahead. Before we close today, I promised this was going to be short and brief. I was told before, be brief, be good, and be gone, and let those decide which of the two or three you are. But I want to briefly highlight a few things that we've done already this year in honor of our centennial, as well as some things to come. In addition, I'd like to formally announce the chairs of our committees, councils, and task force, as well as the staff and our ambassadors. So looking at things that has already taken place, if you've gone to culvercitychamber.com recently, since mid-January, you'll see that we had a complete refresh and relaunch of that website, which now is easier to navigate, is some specific call to actions on it. We have our events and programmings at the top. We recognize certain partnerships that we have in the community, such as Feed Culver and other organizations. But we've also revamped the piece for our members that helps them market their business, their products, and their services. So I'd encourage you to take a look at that. In the vein of what the mayor mentioned about holding on tight with the year that we have kind of coming ahead, with it being really kind of a relaunch. We launched Discover Culver earlier this month, and Discover Culver is an eat, shop, stay, and play website. It is, if you just go to discoverculver.com, you could take a look at that. That website is an opportunity to see if you live in Culver City, you're traveling to Culver City, as many are and will be, and you want to figure out where to eat, you'll be able to click on eat. You can type in, if you want to look at, Mediterranean or Italian or breakfast or what have you, you can click on tabs and it'll cycle and pull up restaurants there where you can view their menu, order directly. Same thing with your shopping and your staying. And then obviously the play piece, which, we want people that are gonna shop, stay, and play in Culver City. So a great opportunity to highlight the businesses that are in those sectors and help with the relaunch. And then later in April, we have a mobile app that'll tie all that together. That'll be going live on both the Android and Apple iOS markets. In terms of committees, councils, task force, and our chairs there, our ambassador committee, which you heard Cedric, and I apologize. The mayor had a dog. I've got a 2-year-old, so this is life during the pandemic, right? But our ambassador committee is co-chaired by David Crown and Jason Phineas, who are with Stay Frosty Media. So the video that you saw that we played at the end of the opening, that video was one that was made for us. Some of you may have seen that at last year's installation. The reason that I put it in this year's installation as well, besides it being relevant still, is that we were recognized in February by the Western Association of Chamber Executives, which is an association that has over 850 chambers throughout 14 Western United States, as well as 4 provinces in Canada. We were recognized as Video of the Year. So it was great, testament to their work as well as our membership. Centennial Committee is chaired by David Von Cannon. Our Education Committee is chaired by our Chair-elect Maria Jacobo. Government Affairs is chaired by Ursula Moran, who was with AT&T. And our Women in Business Council is co-chaired by Britta Erickson with Eurovat. and Candance Simmons with All That and More Boutique. Our ambassadors are David Crown and Jason Finnis, as I mentioned, Eric Carr with Home Instead, Rafia Cooper with Cooper Collective and Rafia Jewelry, Maria Helstowski with Bennett Gaynor Sustainable Staffing, Monica Razlo Munoz with Eagle West Group, and Mojde Zavos with Shine From Within. You've heard about a lot of the work that the Chamber has done and will continue to do. That is very little in part to what I'm doing and a lot in part to the staff that I have. So if Monica Alvarez, who is our office and communications coordinator, can wave, as well as Lauren Carter, who is our director of membership. I am indebted to their work and a lot of the stuff they do behind the scenes, which makes us move and they interface a lot with our members. And to close out today, I just wanted to share of some upcoming things that we have on our calendar. Starting in April, we will have our rollout of our Issues at Insight series, which will be a bi-monthly series starting probably towards the tail end of April. But these will be sessions on energy, transportation and mobility, resiliency. So taking an issue, diving a little bit deeper. This was a response that we got from our Economic Outlook State of Recovery Summit. People enjoyed the event, but said that they wish we had time to take a deeper dive into certain industries. So we'll have that in May. Every Thursday in May, we are partnering with Kaiser Permanente to host a mental wellness series. For those that don't know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And in normal times, it's an important topic, but during the pandemic where people have been isolated, businesses and employees have been separated, we thought it was especially important to have an ongoing series. So more to come on that. Towards the tail end of the month from May 18th through the 20th, we will be hosting a virtual Capital Summit. For those of you that have been around the Chamber for a while, you know that generally at the end of May, early June, we usually take a trip up to the Capitol, meet with some of our elected officials, share some of the ideas we have, concerns that we have, and policies that we support. We aren't able to obviously physically do that in person, but I've been working with a lot of elected officials that are willing to meet with us. So we'll have a Capitol Summit, more details to come on that. Currently, we put out an annual publication, which is the guide to Culver City. Our Centennial edition, which is going to be an evergreen edition, will come out in July. So the stories and articles that are in there are going to be pieces that if you read 10 years from now, they'll still be relevant. We're looking at the recovery element and resiliency. We're looking at what's coming through the general plan update process. And we're looking at celebrating all the accomplishments of our business community over the last several decades. Last few items, August 27th. So for those of you out there that are seeking trivia, I'm sure Hope and Julie Lugo-Serra and a few others already know this, but August 27th of 1921 was the official start of the Chamber. And it just so happens that August 27th is a Friday this year. And hopefully, as we get vaccines out and things continue to reopen, we'll be able to do some type of a hybrid event on August 27th. And so if you remember last year and the year before, our installation was an installation gala and silent auction. We're looking at doing a centennial celebration and recognition ceremony on August 27th. So more details to come on that. You'll probably hear some from Dave Von Cannon, who's also our chair of the Centennial Committee. And then our 6th annual Women in Business Leadership Awards, which has been a well-received event. We just had a great milestone last year, even though we weren't able to meet in person because of the pandemic. Because it was virtual, we actually had 7 states, 5 countries, and 3 continents represented in our attendees and our awardees, which was something that is generally unheard of. And so we're likely to have a hybrid event for that this year, but it will be October 21st. And last but not least, our next installment in our Economic Outlook State of Recovery Summit will be December 9th. We think that by then there'll be a lot of details in terms of what are some of the best practices to reopening, what's going on in Culver City. And we look forward to inviting our mayor back for that. He was part of a great panel and conversation in Culver City. But we look forward to his State of the City address and being connected. As we close today, I just want to give you all one parting thought. Some people, there's a couple sayings around chambers. If you've seen one chamber, you've seen one chamber. That is, and Cedric kind of alluded to that. Every chamber is a little bit different because of the fabric of their community. I like to think that we're, a welcoming and encompassing chamber, but we can only do as much as not just our staff, but all of you are able to illustrate to us and partner and work with us. So we obviously want to grow our chamber and grow our impact for the business community. I know the mayor appreciates hearing from the business community, and as much as we can do coming out of this recovery to stay connected, it will be great for all of us. So with that, I'll give you back a few minutes in your day. I know everybody is busy this time of year. Mayor, thank you for joining us. Cedric, congrats and thank you again. And for all of our board, thank you for your continued leadership and time, and to our membership and population as a whole. Thank you for joining us, and look forward to seeing you in the near future. So have a good one.